Yo, hold up. Stop scrolling. I got Mister Millage coming through.
Whoa! Came through dripping. Came through sipping. Hey, you might as well go ahead and grab a drink, take a seat, because it's about to get litty.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
All right.
Woo!
All right, welcome to episode 3 of the Stop Scrolling podcast. I'm your host, JohnnyB, theShooter, and today's guest.
Hey, what's up? It's Brian
Special
Millage.
guest,
What's
Brian
good?
Millage.
What's good? Hey,
So-
3's my favorite number. Oh,
3?
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, 3's my favorite number.
Hell yeah. Well, wait, this is episode 4.
Ah, you just said 3!
My bad. That was my fault. My
Dang,
fault.
man.
Maybe I can switch them up. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so how you been? Like, I haven't, like, the first time I met this guy,
Bro.
he was modeling
Yeah.
for a clothing brand. I forget what it's
Last
called.
Tribe.
Last Tribe.
Shout out to Corey.
Yeah, here in Dallas. And I was taking the photos and doing little promo videos. And one thing that stood out, I remember he asked me, because it was hot that day. Like, it was during the summer. And I was in a tank top, but I was still, like, sweating. I was, like,
summer,
drenched.
man.
And he was like, hey, man, you need a towel? I was like, oh, shit, that's nice. You know, I appreciate it. But I was like, damn, I'm sweating as fuck. But, like, I'm working.
Yeah.
And I knew that, like, with you saying that, it's not you being like, oh, like, clean yourself up. It's like, here you go. You're working. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate that you're doing this. And you're, like, you're going through this. And just by, like, a little whatever interaction like that, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff stuck to me because it was genuine.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
I was
a lot of
looking out
people
for you,
don't have
man.
that genuine factor anymore.
I got a caring soul and heart, but like I feel like I put myself in other people's shoes all the time.
Mhm.
Sometimes too much in other. But I was like, man, like you out here working, like
Yeah.
my boy JohnnyB on the floor getting angles and everything,
Everything.
like up, top, down, low. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, like I appreciate you as a creative and as an artist, as a photographer, because like you work, bro.
Thank you.
Like I don't know if people say that enough, but you be work clearly, like you be working, man.
Yeah.
And that day,
I try.
like that day, even though we first met, I was like, man, what you need? Like you got us for this, for content and everything else, but what do you need? Because you doing like the work. We just standing here trying to be pretty.
I mean, it was fun. Like everyone during that shoot was very receptive to everything I was doing. I took the time to scout out like the space prior to that, and you know everyone set up just perfectly. And back then I was still kind of green, so my promo video was subpar, but it was still interesting.
Subpar to you, great to us.
But yeah, I appreciate that. But it's like being able to have people on the photographer side that like are open to suggestions and understand directions is really really underappreciated, because there's a lot of people out there. You're like, all right, turn your head left, and they're like, damn, no,
like too much,
slightly, just like a little bit, you know, like so that was really cool. And back to what you were saying, like having the giving soul and everything. I went to your Instagram and I saw what you do on your day job. So if you can like explain that, because I see it's like for kids with homelessness.
Yeah.
But what specifically do you guys do for them?
Yeah, so the organization is called Vogel Alcove. It's a organization that's been around for like over 30 years, but we provide free childcare for children and families that are experiencing homelessness. You know, typically the homeless person that we see in the streets of Dallas, Texas, or surrounding areas is like a 40, 50, 60-year-old male or female sometimes holding a sign. But in our Metroplex, the average homeless person is a 23, 24-year-old single woman with 2 kids under the age of 5. So what we do to help the mother get back on their feet in order to get a job, in order to do all those adult things, you really can't have your child present. So like to go to a job interview. Yeah. You can't take a kid to a job interview.
Child care is really, really tough.
So child care is important. So what I do is primarily help fundraise $7 million each year to ensure that these kids can have free access to child care. Yeah. Everybody, for the most part, has had somebody look after them when they were younger, or put into a school to be looked after by your parents when you got the money. Yeah. So it's the same situation, but we don't charge the parents anything. So
that situation, my mom was a single mother, so I was living with her, but she was lucky just to have one. Right. My 2 best friends both had kids. Both got married the same year and both had kids the very next year. Oh man. One had 1 boy and the other had twins, 2 girls. And he was talking about how intense it is for twins having 2 kids, like 2 babies. As opposed to my other homeboy with just one kid, you don't really hear too much struggle. Like, sure, there is little instances, but for the most part, it's like he's tired. Like, he's lucky enough to be well off to have the ability to get a nanny. But without that, it's just like, dang, man. Like, he's already stressing his life now, but to have that extra missing piece of that whole thing is just like, I can't even, I have that one in my songs, like, single mothers have it harder, you know, like, because a dude can get away with a lot of stuff, but like a mother,
like, I mean, tough. And crazy to like switch gears real quick, but apparently like it's looked down upon for women to like nurse in public. So like,
what is that about? Like,
I don't even know where it's from. I'm realizing
about that now. Like now that my friends have kids, it's like, what?
Like if let's just say hypothetically speaking, if a man were to do it. Oh, the dad's taking care of his kid. Woo up the bam. But if like a mom does it, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's doing that in public.
Why can't she do that in the bathroom? Like, why do we have
to? That's what we hear all the time. And so
why are you even paying attention in the first place? Like, mind your own business.
It's not your woman. It's not your child. Like, it's none of your business. So
yeah, and if you don't like it, like you have the whole world to be other than that specific location.
Right.
There's nothing to remove yourself from that.
And so recently I heard an article, so shout out to Target because they're like making this whole campaign.
From the last podcast, Millage, Target and Target. I remember, yeah. Okay, but go ahead, yeah. We're
going to get on that too. We're going to get on that too. Shout out to Target, but if you fancy Target, they are now making rooms specifically for women to nurse. But more importantly, they're saying you are free to nurse anywhere, anytime in our stores. Yeah. So while you're shopping, you can nurse. While you're sitting, you can nurse. While your friends trying on clothes, you can nurse. While you're at the jewelry department or whatever, you can nurse. So they're making it more open for women to do motherly things, but let alone the freedom to do what they need to do for their child.
Right. And going through Target personally, like it's already like a comfortable atmosphere.
Right.
To add that, it's just like, why wouldn't a mother want to relax and stroll? Why wouldn't a mother want to relax and stroll like through a nice facility and be able to breastfeed without any like
side eyes or anything else or any slack for it? So in my mind, like shout out to Target because y'all are giving women the opportunity to do what they need to do regardless, and making it okay and making it a global situation. But like stuff like that, it's just like,
you have kids?
I don't.
Do you have any friends that have kids?
Yeah, like it's crazy. Everybody in my like brother circle has kids or is having kids. I'm like, wait.
Right.
I don't want it.
Don't give me that bug yet. Like, I'm not there yet.
I don't want it. But yeah, like shout out to all the homies who got kids. Shout out to everybody who got kids. Thank y'all for my nieces and nephews that I adopted. But I don't have any of my own.
What's like the biggest thing that you've seen change in them after or during the whole process?
Man, so their responsibility like goes times 10.
And their free time.
Man, their free time. Like, hey man, I ain't seen you in. Damn, when was the last time I saw you?
For real, right?
Like, I mean,
it's like the kids like growing up, and like I'm like, damn.
Yeah, like when did this happen?
For real?
When did you start walking?
I thought it just came out. Like, what the hell just happened?
Like, luckily, like legitimately now, it's only special holidays. Like I saw them Christmas. I saw them or Thanksgiving, Christmas. I saw them for Father's Day since he's a new father, and I haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like you are a whole father out here.
It is an everyday, all day thing.
I got a little bit of goosebumps just thinking
about that's kind of crazy. Like I get the comparison. Like you can't say a dog is like having a kid. And at first I was like, when no one had kids around me, I was like, psh. You know how like a dog has to be all day, you know? But then like you can let your dog just go do what it wants for the most part of the day, so you do your stuff. But with a kid, like not only like just the safety or the growth of the kid, like if something happens to that kid, you can get charged with something with just being like absent-minded for a second. And it's like you got to be on top of your stuff. You know,
that's a whole extra being that you're responsible for.
Yeah.
You know, and like let's say for instance, like dogs especially, they grow and mature faster than I would say than kids do, but they have like that survival instinct, I feel like, from birth.
That as well, But
children, they're just like,
for years.
Take care of me.
Like they're decades now. You know, it's like
they just, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm here. So I need you.
Yeah.
like babies they're the purest definition of innocence. Yeah. Like they don't know anything until you teach them.
That's what kind of frightens me about them. Cause like even just to hold them or like interact, I'm like I don't feel innocent enough to be able to like interact with this child comfortably yet. Yeah. You know, I don't know if that's like a personal thing or like whatever, but it makes me think about like what am I gonna be like when I have kids if I can't even like really comfortably interact with these children?
It takes time, you know. Yeah. Like I don't know why, but from like jump, people always say, "Oh, Brian, you're good with kids, blah, woo, up the bam, whatever," and I'm like, I don't know what it is. Yeah. And like that's how I fundraise for this childcare center I work at, but it's like all the kids know me by name. We got like handshakes, high fives. I hold them, I walk with them. Like
how do you know me? So to someone like me, how do you interact with children? Do you
you don't poke them. you don't poke them.
They get so pissed off. For real?
Yeah, because like low key it pisses me off when kids poke me, Mr. Brian. Yeah, I'm like, stop poking me. Yeah, what? Makes sense. But I always tell people like the best way to interact with kids is for one, like get on their level. Because like think about. I mean, you tall as shit. So, think about them looking up at you.
That's already like an intimidating factor for them. They're like scared. I'm like, shit, did I do something wrong?
And they just had to look up 5 stories to see you. Yeah. But I always say, like, get on kids' level. Like, sit down, squat down, get on your bottom, whatever, because they really just want to, like, interact with you, but at your level. Most kids, that is, are open to, like, meeting new people. But just like anything, you got to warm up to it. You know, like a shot, you know, a girl, a man, whatever routine you build on constantly, you gotta warm up to it. Yeah. So I feel like with kids are the same way because at first they can be very standoffish because they don't know you. Yeah. You know,
everything's new to them and stuff.
Yeah. New to life, new to eating, new to this, that, and the third. So you just really gotta like build their relationship by slowly and surely just warming up to them. So whatever that is for you and that kid, just do it on a repetitive sense. So
what type of parent you think you're gonna be? Have you ever thought about it in the first place?
Crazy enough, yeah. Like
I know, me too.
I feel like, bro,
it's like, why am I thinking about this? Let me switch subjects. But
I ain't even had a baby yet, and I'm already thinking about kids.
For real.
But I think because I'm around kids often too, so like I know, I feel it in my soul and in my spirit, God is gonna give me a daughter. Yeah. And I'm like, damn.
You know, I hear like there's a superstition if you have a daughter being a man, it's because you were a hoe.
Right. Not saying I'm a hoe.
For real.
But I've had my hoish tendencies back in the day.
Yeah, but where's the cutoff? Like, who dictates that? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I or am I not? But today's standards, I'd probably be not.
Right, probably not. Definitely not. Yeah. Based on today's standards, I'm saved. Yeah. But I'm still saved, by the way.
You wouldn't care either way, though.
I wouldn't care. Like, I've always said, you know, God's going to give me what he wants me to have, and I'm going to take care of them regardless. But I low-key want a girl and a boy. Yeah. I would prefer the boy first so that he can take care of the girl. Yeah. Like, watch out for your little sister. You know them little homies out there, they just want the goodies she got, whatever. Yeah. Either way, like, I'm gonna get what I want in life and for kids, and it's gonna be a good time. Like,
do you know if you're gonna be like, because with me growing up, it was me and my mom and my dad up until like he was in the military, so he got sent overseas for a while. My mom didn't want to move and whatnot, so I was living with my mom primarily, and it wasn't very open. Being an Asian mom, like coming straight from Korea, I guess the mentality or perception of certain subjects, like, were never discussed. So I never got to be taught some things. Like, I had to learn on my own. And I think about, like, would I be the one to talk to my kids about this? Would I be the ones to experience these things with my kids before they go out and do it on their own with people that are, like, kind of not really caring about them? But, like, that's something I always think about. Like, would I do things with my kids? Like, would I drink with them or smoke with them or whatever? Or cuss around them? You know, teach them about sex when I feel appropriate or just not at all, you know? So it's like, how do you feel about that?
Man, so I'm kind of like on the same standpoint as you are, but on the opposite end, which is weird. So I grew up in the same situation in the sense, so it was me and my mom for like most of my life. Like, my biological father, he was in the military as well. He was in the Army. He served all over the country in the sense. but he just wasn't there, literally.
Yeah.
And so it was me and my mom until like when I was 5 up until I was like 12. And she got remarried to my stepdad. But in that between time, it was me and her. Like, she was my mom, she was auntie, she was sister, she was best friend. That's around the same
time where it was like, I went to live with my dad and he had gotten married.
Yeah. So, like, me and my mom, like, and to this day, like, we're tight. And so we talked about everything. Like, my mom doesn't drink, so she doesn't like me drinking, let alone.
My mom doesn't either.
So they're just like... Straight edge. Yeah. Like, she don't drink. She can have like a straw, matter of fact, full of a wine cooler and be under the table. Like, she be like, oh, I can't feel my butt. I can't feel my legs. Ooh, child, I can't.
Yeah.
That's my mom. So, like, with that being said, she's just like, I know there's things that you're going to do that I don't like, but I'm okay if you tell me.
Yeah.
And she's just like, whatever you have a question about, like, let's talk about it. So
when did she tell you that?
Man, she told me that when I was like, probably like 7 or 8.
When did you really understand when you started like getting exposed to certain situations? Like, damn, I need to talk to someone.
Probably like a teenager. Yeah. Like, you know, at one point, oh, mom, you know, you're just saying that, whatever. But as we get older, we get a little bit wiser. And so it wasn't until like definitely teenager, and then definitely high school, I would confront her more about stuff or ask her questions. But she was the one, she also grew up as the only child as I am, or I have a half brother, but literally raised as a single child.
Yeah.
But she would ask me questions like, so what's going on today? Oh, is there anybody you're dating or liking? Or what did y'all talk about at school? Or have y'all had the conversation yet? Or like different stuff like that.
I guess it's also kind of up to the child if they're open enough. Because I think about what you were just talking about. Like, I don't, like, my mom asked me a couple things like that, but I was never really open enough to her.
To say it.
To say that. Right. So I don't know if, like, it's probably a two-way street. Like,
it is.
You have to make but then again, like, it mostly does fall on the parent to make the child comfortable enough to do that. But, like, my dad being in the military overseas and everywhere, and my mom, she was a real estate agent, so, like, her hours were never consistent. So a lot of the times, like, she would make sure I had food when I came home from school, elementary school. And, like, I had to cook for myself when I was in that age. And, like, she would set stuff up for me. I'd kind of, like, heat it up. But, yeah, like, I never really got to be, like, I almost grew up by myself.
Feels like it,
on my own. That was crazy.
But it's like she still, I'm sure in some way she, like, maybe just, like, guided you.
Yeah, she did, like, install me in little things like computer class.
Oh, dope.
Taekwondo.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, and, like, even my piano, like, I hated doing piano because it was just so stressful as a kid. Just the pressure of my mom.
You played a piano?
Yeah, well, I did, but that's what I think kind of exposed me to the music. You know, to be able to be on beat and, like, hear music and know what's good and stuff like that. Good. So I got something out of it, and just, like, going back and realizing that kind of makes me change my mindset when anything happens to me.
Yeah, it's
like, I say this a lot, I don't take L's, I take lessons.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, because anything that happens, you build off of it, that experience. And it's like, yeah, it might have sucked, but to someone else, they might just given up. That's a loss.
Right.
If you keep going, it's just a lesson learned along this road that you're called life.
And it's funny, as you say that, think about everything that we just said everything that our mom may have not have done for us, but yet they still helped us.
Yeah.
You know? Like you said, man, she really wasn't there, but man, she made me go into computer classes. She did X, Y, and Z, and everything that she made you do or told you to do, like, this is where you are now.
Yeah.
From tech to music to photography, like, it's like if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same situation. Like, I say, yeah, my mom was this, that, and the other, and my stepdad, he taught me how to do this, that, and the other, but I'm a personal stylist, right? So I style men and women. My mom was telling me, you always need to dress yourself as if you're going to meet your next boss.
Wow, so she okay.
And then my mom...
Pay attention. When you're older, you'll realize what your mom tells you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then she, you know, as a part of that, she always told me, you know, you never know who you're going to meet or who you may need. So she's like, you want to be sure that their first impression of you is visual, because it's always going to be visual. People are going to judge you by looking at you before they hear you speak.
That's always the first impression.
So she said, look as if you are worth $1 million.
Yeah.
Because to me, you're worth more than that.
Yeah.
So she was like, if you can appease and look like somebody, or look like somebody that's worth $1 million, everyone else is going to think the world of you.
Yeah.
But she said, present yourself as if you're worth that, if not more.
Right.
And so I was like, dang, I got to dress to the nines. I got to be like presentable every day because I don't know who I'm going to meet. Could be my boss. Could be my next bae. Could be whoever, right?
Yeah.
And then, crazy enough, she actually worked in childcare.
Oh, so the other side of what you're doing.
Right. So my mom's been in childcare for my entire life, whether it was preschool, kindergarten, or a manager or a director of a site. Like, she's always been around kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did I get here?
For real, right?
Moms. Like, mom has a certain way of, like, not just teaching you, but showing you what's available to you. And then next thing you know, you're like, wait, kind of in the same position.
But also big ups to the children to being receptive and like retaining.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't able to retain that,
that's true.
But then it goes back to the parent for allowing you to feel the need or want or the ability to retain such information.
I think that we definitely exude whatever we've been given the most. So for both of us, we were given a lot from our mothers. Mm-hmm. So like. Just so happened that we're exuding what our mothers gave us.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm sure for anybody who had a real supportive dad or a real intact father, you're probably doing things that your father did or something similar to it. So it's like, you put in time and energy and effort, and you're going to get that out.
Have you ever noticed, primarily with men, do you notice any difference in life approach or personality based off of if they had their father in their life or not? Were you able to see any differences?
Just off first thought, I think that some men who've had more men in their life as opposed to women, depending on the situation, some may have like, I don't want to say more aggression. I'll just say more attitude for the sake of it. Just more attitude. So maybe more attitude towards women, more attitude towards children, more attitude about not being able to provide, more attitude about somebody doing the wrong business deal with them. Like just more attitude, you know? I think that like even my dad, he has a lot. I'll say this. I'll say more ethic for sure. Because like my stepdad rather, he literally has worked all his life. Yeah. Like blue
collar work.
Blue collar. Matter of fact, I would say brown collar right there. My dad's a mechanic. Yeah. So like literally, he's been working with his hands all his life. Like probably definitely since high school. So with that, his dad always told him, you gotta work. You gotta work to put the food on the table. Like literally, like cutting, like slaughtering pigs and chickens and everything else. Life. Like, if you want to eat, you got to go outside and catch it. Right. If you want to eat, you got to kill it, skin it, cook it, fry it, whatever. Yeah. If you want to eat. If you want to eat, if you want to live, you got to go out there, fix those cars. You got to go fix this house. You got to go do A, B, C, and D.
Pull those weeds, wash those windows.
Whatever. Yeah. So, like, my dad has an amazing work ethic. Mm-hmm. Like, even though my dad didn't have, like, a quote-unquote life, because he was working all his life, he has a great work ethic. So, if my dad takes vacation, he's like, what do I do? You know?
That's strange.
Like, my mom took him on my mom took my dad on a flight for his first time, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and went to California to see family. And he was just like...
How long was the duration of that?
The flight was probably like 2.5 hours, I think.
No, I mean the stay.
Oh, it was, probably like 4 days.
He didn't know what to do for 4 days.
Well, he was just like, it was family, so he's cool around family, but he was just like...
That's, like, man. I can't even understand that. Cause
like, we just talk and eat every day and, like, go sightsee. But it was new for him because usually if he's, like I am now, if you're still, like, after a long day's work, if you get still, you go to sleep.
Oh,
like,
really?
If I'm ever still, if I ever sit down, I'm guaranteed to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, mentally, I'm that drained, and physically, I'm that drained. But my dad, he's just physically drained from working, like, literally all day. Mm-hmm. And he has been for most of his life. So, if he sits down and no one's around him, he'll clock out.
I do see that in, like, our parents' generation.
Yeah, because they were just taught to, like, work, don't stop. Like, just work. So, I think, like, for a lot of men out there who had a huge, like, male influence on them, I think they have a passion for just ethic, work ethic, attitude. Like they have a strong ethic. So they were just taught how to do certain things a certain way, and outside of that, they may not know any different.
Right.
So, and I like I said, I'm only speaking for my dad too, knowing that in him. Like he was. We were working at the house the other day, and like every time I'm like, man, I'm tired, I gotta take a break. He would start doing my job.
Oh man.
And he's like, I can't, you can't sit down, can't be still, gotta do this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, it's 100 and whatever degrees outside. We've been working for 5 hours straight.
It makes you feel bad though. It's like, oh shit, like I need a break, but he's just like
61. Dad, 61, a mechanic, just like shout out to people like that. Like it's not, I don't know if it's our generation or what. But
you gotta respect those people that can do it and don't complain and just like do it. Like
he does it effortlessly, day in and day out.
Yeah,
gets up at the same time every morning, do the same thing, and then does other work outside of that, from himself, from family, and then for other people. So
yeah,
that's just it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right, so I kind of wanted to talk to you about your styling. I guess is it business?
Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah, your styling business. You did mention like your mom kind of instilled that in you, like look your best for your first impression. So like first off, how did it start? You mentioned that people came to you because they saw how you were dressed and everything, right?
Yeah. So I think the idea of me like dressing myself like literally came from high school. Like I was like I went to Forney High School, so it's in the boonies or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's way out.
It's east. It's past Mesquite, but before Terrell. But we had uniforms, right? So khaki, blue or khaki pants or shorts, whatever. Red, white, blue, or yellow top, and I was like,
high school?
In high school.
Whoa. So
I was like, man, first of all, this is boring.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Wearing a legit uniform, and so I was the one who would like switch it up. So I would wear like a button-down shirt, like a collared shirt, and I would put on suspenders. I would put on like a tie sometimes.
Yeah.
Or I wear like a different undercolor shirt with like a regular solid color tee, but different color, and it was just like it was different.
Yeah.
And so
do you think if you would have went to a different school, that impact of being able to be free with that style,
man, I think it would have probably would have shortened the time that it took me to become a stylist.
Yeah, like
having the freedom to dress whatever I wanted to wear. Yeah, I think I would have like gotten fashion a lot quicker than I did. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, like just those little things. I was given a standard, and then I went above the standard, but still kept it in code. You know, so it's like, man, how can you make a polo shirt and khakis look cool? Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw on a sweater vest. I'm going to throw on a sweater. I'm going to put on a button-up shirt instead of a polo. Yeah. I'm going to put on some funky socks with some, like, white Nikes. Like, it was that phase where I could still be original, but still be within the code that was set for me. Right. I mean, it was certain things that we couldn't do, but I was just like,
that's what I call avant-garde.
Yeah.
You know, not just following the norm, like... Yeah. You're going parallel, but you're doing your own thing.
Yeah, and that was it. Like I would wear striped socks with like Air Force Ones and some shorts, and and then let me get a free day where I can wear whatever.
They give you free days?
Ooh, sometimes like it'll be jean day or whatever, spirit day, whatever. Okay. I'll be in there like wearing some jeans, like back then a button up shirt and a tie or a sweater vest, or put on some slacks like I was going to church or something. Like, oh what? Brian and this, that, and the other, it was different. But I truly think that with the business, people started reaching out to me saying, man, you dress so nice. Like, can you help me? And it was literally from family to friends in high school. Then it transferred to friends in college. And just like, everybody was asking me for help. And so I was like, man, like, this is crazy. And so it wasn't until probably 5 years ago now, I had a meeting with a group called Think Tank in Dallas. And they meet up every other Tuesday just to like collaborate and create, right? Right. And so they're like, Brian, what you're doing, everything that people are asking of you, this is a business. And I was like, hold the phone. You telling me that dressing people is a business? One of the lights just turned on. Right. And they're like, yeah, you're a stylist. And I was like, dang. People actually do dress people on a daily basis for red carpet events, for movies, for everyday life, for this, that, and the other. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a stylist. And I said, you know what? Even better, I'm going to be a style consultant. Because consultants are like literally people who give advice. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what? I may or may not be a professional, but I'm going to give you what I know. Right. Matter of fact, I'm going to get to know you and then give you the knowledge that I think can make you be this much more. Right. Or look this much better or do X, Y, and Z. So I was like, man, I'm a style consultant. I truly look at a person, get to know them, their everyday life, what they do for events and stuff, and figure out, well, what can take you to the next level? Right. What can make you look that much better? What can give you that much more confidence?
Do you focus on specific looks, or do you do wardrobes, or both?
Man, it's both. Like, if you have a certain style, I'm going to try to help you find it within your budget. Mm-hmm. So I just had an artist come to me recently, King Kira, shout out to her. She was like, hey, I got a project dropping soon, and I got a photo shoot for it. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I want to be this, that, and the third. I need at least 3 outfits. So I was like, cool, bet. She gave me her budget. Okay. We went out and shopped for 3 different looks for her photo shoot. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to see the pictures.
Like, so it's not just daily life. Like, it's like events and special things.
Special projects, events, gala season's coming up. So all this gala events is happening in the fall or winter. Like, if you need help dressing and finding that perfect fit, hit me up.
I never thought about that. Yeah, we can like promote your stylist for that, like that entertainment aspect. Yeah. 'Cause I never thought about that, because I figured it was just like daily life people wanting to update or upgrade or better their wardrobe.
So I do that
but
too.
I never even thought about like that aspect.
Like, I initially thought like I wanted to help the daily person and plug TheMillage.com, theMillage.com. But I truly want to help people like dress better and feel better. So I started on the premise of like dressing the daily folk like you and me. Like, hey man, you know you got a job interview coming up. Let me help you figure out what to wear. Or man, you want to upgrade your style a little bit. You want to maybe tailor some stuff. I'll tell you what tailoring places to go to and maybe tell you what suits or colors you need to get. Right. And then from that, people are like, hey, well, I got a project, or I got an event, or I'm hosting an event, or I'm going to this networking event. I was like, wow, it's not just daily life. It's special events. It's daily life. It's special occasions. It's weddings. It's photo shoots, video shoots. It's everything.
We're in a new age where it's not like you just put on what you're told to put on. Like, you're able to
be free
and get other people's opinions, and that's something that I don't think is from the past. Like, I think that's a new thing coming up.
Oh yeah, so that's something that I think we as one of the next generations is like, you know what? We're working from home. Mm-hmm. We're working in coffee shops. We're working on the road. We're working who knows where. So we want to be comfortable. Right. So as a person who does both, I work in the office and I work freely outside. I have to be conscious about who I'm meeting for the day and how they may represent themselves. So, like, today I'm casual because I didn't have any meetings, but I had, like, real low-key stuff. Yeah. Like, yesterday, I was wearing a suit and no tie. So I'm like, I know who I'm being in front of. Right. So I now have to dress a certain way to make a certain transaction.
Dress for the occasion.
Yeah. So and that's what my mom taught me. She's like, you know, at one point you never know who you're going to meet. And then I took that to heart. And now, as I know who I'm going to be in front of, I can prepare myself for it. Yeah. So if I'm going to meet...
As well as other people.
Yeah, as well as other people. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to meet, you know, if I'm going to go speak to a crowd of brown-collar workers, I'm not going to wear, like, a blue-collar or white-collar outfit. Right. I'm going to make them feel comfortable and dress like them, you know? Yeah. Or vice versa. If I'm going to go sit with execs and talk about money deals and donations and stuff, I probably won't be wearing this. I'm going to be in there at least with a suit, maybe a tie, depending on the situation or how up they are. But you got to know your crowd. You got to know your audience. Yeah. And so that's something that definitely helped me in helping dress other people.
Especially getting to know nowadays, like, the perception of a person visually is everywhere. Like, it's on TV, it's on phones, it's on the computer. Everywhere you look, there's that aspect of a visual appeal. You know, and that aspect of being able to cater to that person as well as knowing their audience, that's like peanut butter jelly. You know, that like goes together. It goes together, man. There's a lot of people, even myself included, sometimes it's just like, what is my demographic? What am I going towards? And then I look at other people, I'm like, what are they doing? Like, I'm confused, I guess, for like a better word, was what's going on with the avenue that they're going. And being a photographer, I push the visual aspect of promotion a lot because, like I said earlier, it's everywhere. You
see first.
Yeah, and everyone's on their phone as well, so it's like, boom, put stuff out, and the image, the look, the vibe of the person, and the whole appeal goes down to the wardrobe, to the accessories, to the environment, like everything. And it's not like it can just be a bum, right? Well, not really like a bum, but like just kind of like you're supposed to be at home. Yeah. It's like, okay, that's cool at home, but like once you go out, like, are you presenting yourself to be something that's important enough to pay attention to, or are you just like falling to the wayside or like blending into everyone else? Nowadays, blending in is not the thing to do. You won't get anything out of it. You'll just become lost in the shuffle, like being lost in the system.
And it's crazy that you mentioned that, because I always tell people, like, if you want to be perceived as doing something, you gotta literally get that content. Yeah. Like, people, like you just said, people have to see you, and then when they see you, you have to be presented in a certain way, right? So, like, in a sense, seeing is believing. So they're like, man, I see you doing great things. Like, your pictures are amazing. I could be living the shittiest life. Yeah. My pictures are dope, so people think I'm doing stuff. Yeah. And that comes with, like, marketing a business, marketing yourself, dog food, clothes, hairstyles. Like, so that's why I treat photographers and videographers with so much respect, because they make us look good. Yeah. You all make us look like I'm actually the shit when I know I ain't shit. Like, man, like it's people like you and other creatives and photographers who like really create that platform for us to be something great. Yeah. Because people, not everybody has an eye like you, let alone, but people can come out here and be like, man, I'm a photographer, and they can capture shit. Yeah. And like, man, post it on my page. Nah, matter of fact, I'm not gonna post it on my page. Yeah. But people like you, as you mentioned, you capture an image, but it's all visual. So you do angles. You tell them to, turn their head left just a quarter of a degree or whatever it is. But that's what'll take them to the next level. Yeah. That one shot could literally begin or end somebody's career.
It falls down to attention to detail. Yeah. With that whole thing, with photos on my side, the attention to detail is location, wardrobe, environment, and all those aspects have to work together to create a good image. If you have one or two things that are off, even composition you can add in there. If one of the two of those things are off, it may look like a good image, but it's not appealing enough to choose. Right. Like it's a collation of all the details that you took time to figure out to be able to make it look so seamless that other people believe that it's that easy to recreate.
And it's not.
It's not at all. Yeah. And I see a lot of people, like a lot of creatives, I lend my experience to them to help them like produce a little bit better just based off of my experience. And a lot of it that I see is their drive for this specific thing, photos, videos, whatever, is not motivated by creativity if they're not like progressively getting better. Right. If they're just doing it, just keep doing it, and it's not like beautiful, then they're in it for like some type of clout or some money or whatever. Ooh, boy. And that's what keeps the progression, it holds it back. And like the creative field, you have to be progressive, you have to be new, you have to be intriguing, and that's driven not by the money but by the artist and their creative feel of their presentation.
Man, I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I think about, of course, as a person who drinks, I think about liquor and wine, right? Like, this shit that was made, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna make this shit and pour it in a glass. Yeah. Like, it took time for it to get this good. Yeah. It took weeks.
Actually,
months,
like, I don't drink much, but it's smooth. It doesn't have like a harsh anything. It's just like,
shout out to Witherspoon Distillery out here in Louisville, Texas.
They, for real?
Yeah. It's 3 minutes from you, bro.
For real?
So they have an old fashioned blend that they made. You heard that? Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even, that was not scripted. That was just,
Yeah. So like, a few blocks away, man. And wow. So like this wasn't overnight. And like literally, let me see. This is the 5th bottle that they made in 2015. Or excuse me, 2019. So this is the 5th bottle of this that they made this year. What? So like, of course it's a special bottle, but this shit wasn't just like they've probably been making this bottle specifically for 3 years. Yeah. Like this wasn't something they just made.
No wonder.
Overnight, literally.
And they wouldn't do something like that timestamp if it wasn't just like a pump it out type of thing. That's dope.
So and I said that to say that to kind of blend in what you just said. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna do the same shit every day and not get better." Yeah. Like you're given multiple days to become better. So each day, learn from it, change it up, make it better, do something different because it's not gonna be good the first time you do it. Yeah. It takes many attempts. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I've had many of those experiences.
Man, you and me both. Yeah. But I think it's time. Like the more time you put into something, the better you get. That's why they say wine gets better in time. Yeah. So because the longer it sits, the better it is, the smoother it is, whatever. Yeah. So it takes time to be great. It takes time to be successful. It takes time to get where you want to be. But just know, in that time, it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be ugly. You're not gonna get
tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears. You're not gonna get the results you want that day. Yeah. But in due time, you're gonna look back and be like, damn. Where did this Rolls Royce come from? Where did this? Where did this?
This is my life right now.
This comfortable couch. Yeah. Where did this ranch come from?
For real.
I got record deals.
I got this beautiful wife.
Right. I got kids. What the hell just happened? It took time for you to be that great and for you to like exude what you were always driven to be. You know.
How do you feel like in today's day and age with everything being like instant? Do you feel like that aspect of, I guess, the nostalgic endeavor, do you think that's coming back? Because I see a lot of like retro stuff making its way back to the popularity, and I personally enjoy it because that's a time frame that I grew up in, and I relate to more. Like this fast paced thing, like every day is tough.
Yeah, I think that as a generation we want instant credibility, right? So like we're doing so many things at one time to get that feedback, to get those likes, to get those comments, to get that audience to feed into what we're doing, but we're not taking the time to enjoy it. So that's why I think like, man, like the fad of what was it? Of course, like I'll go back. The white tees, like the long white tees, the tall tees and stuff, like that fad with baggy pants. It came and went. Yeah. And then it was the opposite. It was like shorts. Yeah. Short fitted shirt. Tight jeans, short pants. And then you look at it now, it kind of went to like alternative. I would say like 5 years ago, it was like short pants, short shirts, tight shirts, and then baggy pants. And then you may have seen like tight pants, and now it's baggy shirts, longer shirts, like extended tails and stuff, but like fitted pants. Yeah. And then now, as you mentioned, we're going back to like Fila's. Yeah, like we're going back to Reeboks.
Even FUBU has a
collection coming out.
Yeah, and they have a phone coming out too.
I saw Baby Fat and Forever 21 the other day. I was like, what?
All that's coming back.
So I think we're moving so fast as a generation, and we weren't able to enjoy what we had access to. Yeah. And so a part of that, I think we're trying to relive it. You know, and of course I'll also say this: it's generational. You know. Bell bottoms and tight tees or big collars and pencil skirts or whatever. Like it's all generational. It's all a circle. Like everything's gonna come back eventually. Right. It does. I think in our generation, like we're doing what we did probably when we were toddlers or kindergartners or elementary or middle school. Like I wore Fila's in high school. Yeah. And here they are coming back so quickly.
For real.
I mean, high school was for me. 10, 11 years ago.
You know, it's just like all this stuff is like
you can buy Champion at Walmart.
Yeah, right.
And now you can only buy it at like Urban Outfitters.
Damn, I did not think about that.
Champion has been at Walmart. They were $10, $15. And now you can only buy Champion like Champion.com or Urban Outfitters for like 50% markup.
Holy shit. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
The shit that you could have bought for $9 or $10, or let alone got at a thrift store for $3.
Yeah.
You're spending like money on it now.
For real.
You're buying it because it's cool.
And it's like everyone's trying to be the first one to be the one to bring something back or like make something fashionable. And
Don't just be you.
Yeah.
Just be you. Like this.
Let Champion be sold back in Walmart again. Yeah. Come on.
Walmart bring back Champion for $10.
For real.
Like when nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
Like now everybody's. I mean, look at Wrangler.
On my booty.
No, my booty. Look at Wrangler on my booty. You can get Wrangler pants at Walmart for the low.
For real.
And now you spending money on it.
Yeah. Everything goes up.
Every once it's hot, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like people,
and it's not even like anything changes. It's just like the popularity
went up
of it just goes up, and it's like, come on, man, I was buying those. Like those are my go in the garden jeans that I can throw away because they're so cheap. But now it's just like, because it's popular and it's on my booty. Like I gotta make sacrifices.
But I'll tell you this too. Even when it comes to business, the more people that want you, the more you think about, man, I should increase my prices because I'm a high commodity now.
Yeah.
Like I'm a legit photographer. People was paying X, Y, and Z price. Now I want them to pay like 4 figures.
Was that difficult for you setting your prices and then going up?
Yeah, in the business it was.
That's, for me even too. Like
it's rough. It's rough. So I said this from the get go. I said a majority of what I help people buy, I will take a percentage. Because as a person, knowing that, finances are hard and not everyone can afford what they want. But if it's within their budget, you can have a $20 budget, I can have a $40 budget, somebody can have a $1,000 budget.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to rob you of my service.
Right.
But just give me a percentage of what was purchased.
Because you are doing something.
Right. We're doing something to contribute, but in the end, you're paying for the clothes. I'm just helping you buy it, right?
Yeah.
So give me a percentage of what is bought. And then when it comes to like a service that I provide, like I do closet cleanouts. So I help people like rearrange their closet based on their life. So between work, events, and just to have like a sound mind and body, kind of like Maria Kondo does, but just to get their room in shape. Yeah. I charge a flat fee for that because like we're both putting in work and effort.
Right.
But when it comes to money, if you're spending money, I'm not gonna ask you to pay me $300 for 3 hours when you only paid $50 for an entire outfit.
Right.
Like for me, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't.
As an honest person, I can't charge you $300 when you only pay $50 for clothes.
Do you think that makes it hard being an honest person to be successful? Or do you think an honest person can actually build off of being that?
I think that's what makes me me, because I think as an honest person, I can build off of it. More people come to me for assistance. As opposed to
that trust factor that's hard to build and never able to get back.
But it's being genuine.
Yeah.
Jay, it's being genuine. Like, day one when we met, I was like, man, I don't know you from Peter, Pat, and Paul, but I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated, let alone I'm going to look out for you because I know you're doing a service to us, right? And I don't think people do that nowadays much anymore.
Yeah.
People look out for themselves.
Do, like, I always have the thing in the back of my head, I'm like, based off of knowing today's society, is this genuine, or is this like genuine to get something?
To get something,
you know,
to get that payback. Like, hey, I'm gonna be cool with you, but I'm gonna ask you for something in 10 minutes.
Right. Like, I'm gonna expect, like, fuck, do I have to do something for this?
Yeah. Like, what am I really getting myself into?
Yeah.
But I think people do that more often than anything nowadays because they always want their ROI, but they want their return on investment instant.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm gonna wash your car, but I need your help, like, right after it so you can wash mine.
Right.
You know? It's not like, hey, I'm gonna wash your car. Cool, man. I'm gonna see you later. Like,
time goes by, then that I'm gonna do it later kind of like, man.
Yeah, it never happens.
Gone, like,
never happens. Yeah. But once again, that's an instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want that I want you to post that picture and I want you to like it right then and there.
Yeah.
I want
to right now.
Do it right now. But, like, parents, prime example, parents never want that. Mm-hmm. Mothers especially, they legit carry you for 9 months.
Yeah.
And you're not going to give them something back the first day you're born.
No.
Let alone the first 21 years.
Shoot, yeah.
Let alone the first 30 years.
Yeah, decades.
Decades. Maybe a lifetime.
Kids are an investment.
And so is in my mind, so it's every person. Like, I'm going to invest in you because I appreciate and I enjoy and I like what you're doing. Yeah. Not because I want something back. Like,
and that helps being genuine. Like, only being genuine to people that are genuine to you and that you feel are worth the time. Because in the end, like, you can be honest and genuine and nice, but you have to also, like, kind of be selfish to a point where it's like, my life is my life. I have one life, and I'm not going to waste my time. You know, because I think, like, wasting time is a big factor.
Why not?
Wasting time is, like, a big factor of why a lot of people, I think, are the way that they are. Yeah. You know, and they're like, oh, I need to get it now, so I'm gonna cut them to get this. You know, and it's just like, nah, bro, like, you gotta enjoy the journey. Like, the goal is gonna be great when you get to it. But the journey is something that you will always look back on and be fond of because you had to go through all that stuff to be accomplished. Yeah. So that's like, one thing that kind of scares me is success.
Because when you get it.
Because when I get it, it's like everything changes and I'm enjoying this time of my life for so much that it's hard to kind of like let go of that. Because I've seen people that are successful and just like, this life, this come up is like pushed away. No one cares about that. They just care about like from here on. And I don't know, like I think into the future, but I like to enjoy the moment as well.
The moment's here for the reason, you know, like, and I mean, I think we, like you said, enjoy the process because we're all here for an end goal. Of course, we don't know what it is, but we can make notions towards it. So we gonna all go through bumps and hiccups and rocky roads, but like you said, later on, we can look back and like, damn, that was a horrible bump, but it helped me get to this point. Yeah. And matter of fact, I had that flat back there, but shit, if I didn't fix it, I wouldn't have got here.
Yeah. And you see a car pass in front of you and get hit, and you're like,
that could have been me.
That could have been me.
That could have been me.
But so blessed is this tire going flat. Yeah. You know? So, yeah.
Like, bless everything that happens to you.
I believe everything happens for a reason when it happens. Yep. You know? And if you're forcing something too much, like in the creative field, I found myself forcing stuff too much in different aspects and realized, you know what? I can do something else that I'm not putting so much effort in to try to make work because it's already working over here. I feel like that's what, I don't know, I like to say, if you're working too hard, it might not be for you. If you're enjoying what you're doing and it's working for you, then it's like, okay.
I'm writing that down. If you're working too hard, it may not be for you.
But it makes sense though, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay. So, because I've never really said that to anyone. I just like felt that myself.
If you're working too hard, it may not be for you.
I'll put that down there just so you
can. That's a good ass quote. And then if you're not enjoying it, you're right.
Yeah, because that's like having the passion is because you're good at it as well as, you know, it's working for you. You know, I feel like a lot of people have a hard time finding the passion.
You know I'm not playing. Like, so y'all know I'm not playing. Like, quoted. It's in there. You're going to see that on the caption real soon.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, that's a message, though, man. Yeah. Because there's many things in life that we all do. Like, we work so hard, and then we're like, I'm just working to work. Yeah. But if you go home tired every day, you know, wondering why am I doing this, like, is that really for you? Do you need to do that?
Definitely.
And then if you go home, or let alone if you work and then you enjoy it. I mean, clearly, podcasts, rapping, photography, like you enjoy that. Yeah. So like, yeah. So you like just a smile on his face right now. like, yeah. Fun. Yeah. Fun. So like, if you don't find enjoyment of what you do, why are you doing it? That's a huge question. And so, I love to dress, right? Mm-hmm. And so I found myself dressing other people. I'll be more excited than them. Yeah. I'm like, oh, girl, you look cute. Yeah. I say, dog, that's a fresh suit. Matter of fact, man, if you get a haircut, it's gonna be that much better. Like,
I think my mom likes to do that. Like, she'll buy me a whole bunch of stuff, and I think it's like the pleasure of being able to like make something or do something. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I can feel that.
Yeah, it's that fulfillment, man. Being able to like have enjoyment of not just making yourself happy, but making somebody else happy.
It's so dope to have the ability to look at someone that you've given or that you've given the service to, and they like genuinely appreciate and enjoy it. Like if I show a photo and they're like, yeah, that's dope, I'm like, that makes me feel so good. Like first off, it's stress. The stress is gone. Yeah. Secondly, it's like good. Like I have something to build off of because I know what they like based off of what I'm presenting.
Build that portfolio with them. Yeah. Because it's been a lot of times where I chose outfits for people and I saw it on. I was like, hey, that's fly. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, they're just saying that. They're saying it's cute and fly and they're gonna buy it because I said it, but they're gonna go home and hate it. And then as soon as I see that picture on Instagram, I'm like, oh shit! Yeah. I chose that. They really did like it. It got 300 likes. Yeah.
It's gratifying. It's like kind of justification, kind of self-motivation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's why we're in the roles that we're in because we know like we get happiness by providing somebody else with content or with clothes or with music or with whatever it may be, and then once you hear other people like appreciating it, let alone not even everybody else, but the person that you gave that service or product to, you're like, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Was for them to be happy. I wanted them to make sure that they knew that like they were fly. Yeah. Or that picture that I captured was actually really dope on my side, but they're just not seeing how awesome it really was. Like
For real.
It's like, man, like what we crafted was amazing, but when they get that instant like, damn, this was fire. Yeah. We get like, man, like this is why I'm here.
See, before I was able to do all this creative stuff, I was working at a warehouse for 3 years. And they had like a film department that they do like commercials and advertisements. So I was like, all right, I'm going to progressively work my way to that. Mm-hmm. And I got to the point where I was like getting introduced to that and I was like, fuck, this isn't what I like. This isn't what I want to do. And by that time, like 3 years had gone by. I'm like, damn, I just wasted 3 years of my life going for this goal, but it was for someone else. It was for the company. And then I got to the point where I was like trying to change schedules or something, and like the managements had changed, so everything, the whole vibe, the whole atmosphere over there was starting to suck really bad. And so I was like, you know what? I'm done. I put in my 2 weeks, and that day, even though I had 2 weeks left of that shit job, that day I was like, really? Thank you, JohnnyB, for doing this for yourself, And it was like that, being able to get away from that, which was so restricting because I couldn't do anything creative based off of the schedule, having to put in 3 weeks before, whatever, and this creative lifestyle, like 3 weeks is an eternity. Like it's forever. Almost like it's almost like a week is like, okay, that's as far as you can go before something changes. Yeah. And so not being able to do anything creative, like it was killing my soul, my artistic soul, to where I was like, fuck, is this my life? That I don't get to do what I want to do, and I'm just like in this rat race. And I want to be in that rat race. So I quit the job and I was on my reserves for funding for like a month or so, and in that month I was like, fuck it, like I got my camera, I haven't been using it, so I'm gonna put in the work. It was all for free. I was putting in a shoot a day, everyone that I knew I was reaching out. I was like, hey, just let me like take shots of you, whatever. And it was a learning process as well as like an exposure process and learning process. And with that month and a half, like I had so much content where if I wanted to post a day for 2 years, I could. You could. And I was just like, damn, I feel so good letting go of that old shit and being able to like do what I want and be happy that I was able to like progress to music now and progress to doing stuff like this, a podcast, like being able to network with other creatives with the freedom of time is more essential, I think, than like having money, because that's the only reason I was working there. Yeah. To have money. And then after I quit, it's like, dude, what really do I have to show for it? Yeah. Nothing. Payments on everything that I was paying on while working at that job, It's like...
That's why I appreciate jobs, is because they pay you to live, right? Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. They only pay you to live.
Don't get me wrong, I still have a day job.
Yeah, I got a day job too.
I found one that's more inclined to like let me be.
Because most day jobs, they only pay you to like continue living. So bills, electricity, car note, insurance, food, woo up the bam, they only pay you to live. Yeah. But it's the part in which you want to do more than just live. Yeah. You want to create I want to style. I want to dress people. People want to like drive cars. People want to cook food. Like, it's what you want to do that makes life that much more. Yeah. Right? It's life plus. It gives it meaning. Like,
purpose.
A 9 to 5 is like, man, I'm going to pay you so you can work, like you said, for them. Yeah. But so you can live a life.
You're paying them your life so they can let you live your life.
Right? Another quote from JohnnyB theShooter.
That was just on top.
What?
I don't even remember what I just said.
We're going to have to roll that back and play it again because that was deeper than a Pringles can. Yeah. That was...
Okay.
Deeper than a
My
Pringles
hand can't even fit in the Pringles
can. Exactly.
Deep. Yeah. Right down.
That was deep.
But yeah,
that
man,
was
like,
deep.
I the creatives that I talk to, or the entrepreneurs, I guess I can say that I talk to, have all been in that situation where it's like, fuck the man, fuck the system kind of mentality, because that's all it was for. It was just for that. And you can still be a part of the system, but still have your own life. Right. And you just have to look for that opportunity. Right. Like with me, my opportunities, like my work is super simple. I go home, I don't ever have to think about it, and my schedule is very lenient. That's all I need. And it gives me enough pay to pay my bills and live and be creative. Right. Because my time is going to this. You know, that to me is more important.
And that's perfect for you because, like you say, you have the opportunity to do something that you still enjoy, but still make a living off of it, but still have the freedom to do what you want to do.
And that last tribe photo shoot was one of my first paid gigs after putting in all that work.
I couldn't tell. You know? Like, I thought that was like, oh, my boy JohnnyB been doing this for years. Yeah,
bro, like people been asking
in there like swimwear.
Yeah, like, I'm like, no, it's just been like maybe a year now. Bruh, let me think about it.
When I tell you, the truth is sitting right here. The truth. I saw them photos and I was like, I'm gonna need this one.
I didn't even know what I was doing, to be honest.
I was like, this is not even a photo of me, but I want it anyways. Like, that shoot was so fire, man.
Actually, I'm doing a podcast with Swag Daddy.
Yeah, with Q.
He's coming through. I can't, like, next week or so.
Let's go, Q.
Yeah, and then that little Asian girl, B.
Yeah.
I shot her a couple times.
B fire, too.
Yeah.
B super fire. Like, but it's cool because, like, you messing with people, like, who are in the same mindset as you. Yeah. Like, I don't know B like I know Q, but he just dropped his own fashion line, so shout out to Q.
That's exactly why, because his shit is fire. Like that backpack with the wool. Holy shit, I was like, bro, how is this not like on Shade Room and like all these
Shade Room and stuff? Like, Prada need to get it, Gucci need to get it. Like,
yeah, bro, like that shit was tight.
But the fact that he had the dog next to him.
Yeah, oh, I was like, damn. He had to ask someone for that. Cause like, that shit
he said,
beautiful.
I got this bag. I need this dog. Who got it?
Right. Man.
Perfect, though.
Yeah, his, like, I didn't know what he was doing, but, like, he'd always be posting these dope-ass pictures of him modeling and stuff. I'm like, okay. And then I see these posts about, like, him selling stuff. I'm like, oh, shit.
Dude got his own store and products now.
Nice.
Fire. Like, it's people like that who was like, man, yeah, I dress. Yeah. Yeah, and then he, like, upgraded. He's like, yeah, I dress, in suits. He's like, man, fuck it. I do, like, casual wear. I do urban wear. And he's like, man, I'm going to start selling stuff because
he's almost like a mogul. He looks like a mogul, like an international mogul, just by how, like, his versatility and stuff.
He can do it.
He
can do it.
I kind of feel like people that I'm having on as guests are people that I admire just based off of what they're doing. Yeah. And to be able to, like, capture these moments while they're still new. Yeah. And to be able to, like, think about it. We look back this 5-10 years. We're gonna be like, bro, what was life back then compared to now? And like, we will have those fond memories of, like, because what we're talking about is kind of nostalgic in the shorter sense, but looking back from that point, it's gonna be like, damn, I still remember that first shoot. I still remember that towel moment. Like, I still remember all these things. And
I remember B afraid getting in the pool. She's like, wait, I don't know how to swim.
And then she had that burn mark from her bike being on the bike. She was like, can you get that out? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, at that time, I was like, fuck.
I'm gonna get this out?
But I'm gonna try. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever.
I gotta learn Photoshop. I gotta learn editing. Like, I gotta learn like it's stuff like that where we realized where we were. hell, that was more than a year ago. That was like,
was that 2017? It was the summertime.
Yeah,
I don't think it was last. It was probably 2017. It was 2 years
ago.
Yeah.
Look at where we were 2 years ago.
Wow,
just simply 2 years ago, and look at where we are now. And then think about us in 2 more years. Like, think about what this podcast is gonna be in 2 years. Think about your photos. Think about you may be a full-time entrepreneur in 2 years.
Bro, I know.
Like, he already count down the days.
Bro, it's around the corner. I know it's around the corner because like for me as well as like multiple like entrepreneurs or whatever, they have multiple sources of outlets. There's gonna be something within each one of those realms that's gonna catch.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not put yourself out there to be seen, to be exposed to, everyone, So, and it's like, being able to do things like this, you got your podcast, Whiskey Conversation Podcast.
Whiskey Conversation Podcast.
Yeah. You got that. You're just doing your styling. You're doing the nonprofit.
2 nonprofits, man.
2 nonprofits. Yes. And then, like, there's something else. Was that other nonprofit for the
passports?
Thing?
Yeah, for passports.
And it's like, you got all this stuff going on. It doesn't matter which one. Your passionate and dedication to all of them is going to get you success in whatever way it is. Like, it may not be monetary, it may not be fame, it may not be whatever, but it might be something else. It might be flip-flops,
So, the word, happiness.
Like, I wish I was one of those kids that would be like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Happy.
I wish I was that kid. But I don't know what I said when I was that young. But imagine.
I want to be happy.
Yeah.
We all, and I always say this, on a daily basis, we all may define things differently, right? We define happiness different. We define success different. But I think it doesn't matter how you define it, as long as your success makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
So,
solely individually happy.
As individual, you can say you want to be happy, you want to be successful. Cool, whatever that is, obtain it, because that'll make you feel like you had a life worth living.
Right.
So I'd say, to anybody out there listening, watching, whatever, like, you all have your own individual mindsets of what your success is. Because, for instance, you can hit $1 million today and be like, man, it's not enough. I want to be able to have $50 million to support my dreams, my family, my whatever.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd be like, man, $1 million, I'm happy right now.
Right.
But it's because of how we define it. Success looks different for every person, just as happiness does. So I always say, like, go wholeheartedly in what you want to accomplish to achieve your success, and I guarantee you will be happy from it.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on it. This is just something that I see and I say on a daily basis because I believe it. So I think that when I am able to, I'm speaking into existence, when I'm able to style full time, when I'm able to, like, consult for events, when I'm able to consult for outfits, when I'm able to consult for entrepreneurship.
Boom, a celebrity.
Like, man, like, what? Speak it. When I'm able to help people outside of myself and I see them achieve things that they want to achieve, then I'll be happy.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's just a part of me. Like, what about yours, man? A little something like, what's a part of your success plan, and, like, what do you want to accomplish to be happy?
Well, I'm pretty much there. My success is based off of, like, being able to create and also being able to help people.
Man.
So that's why, like, I offer studio time to artists that I know that was my dog, by the way. Anyway, but, like, I offer my studio time to other people because I know that'll help them and benefit them. Right. And I usually have a good gauge of genuine people.
Yeah.
So the most people that come by, without even having to ask, they'll have that inclination to be like wanting to reciprocate the gesture of kindness.
Yeah.
Or the gesture of giving.
Yeah.
And I don't expect it at all, but it's like, it's refreshing to get something back because I know that person is genuine enough and cares enough to give back.
That ass.
And so with this, like, even having you on and having, like, your reaction to, like, oh, whoa, this is dope. I'm like, this is for us.
Oh, this
it's
is
not
so
just
live.
for me. Like, it's not just for me. It's for us.
I need the people to, like, one day, if you're on the other side of the camera, the lens, the computer, the phone, whatever, like, you have to come and see JohnnyB's theShooter studio because he literally made his dream a reality. Like, this man built a studio in his home.
Shooter HQ.
Like, Shooter HQ is alive and popping, y'all.
It's a real thing now. It's a real thing.
And, like, the slight plug, he had the audacity to do it. Like, my man said, man, I got this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I can do this at the cribbo. Like,
hell yeah.
The HQ is here.
I just, like, because if you think about what you're seeing, you don't see everything else behind it. So you don't know what else is behind it. And once I realized that, like, on the production side, I was like, damn, all you see is a little aspect of the whole thing. Like, you're seeing 10% of the whole area.
You're seeing,
you know what I'm saying?
You're seeing that little speck.
Yeah.
But know that there's so much more out there for you, for myself, for everybody else. Like, you just got to take the time to figure out what it is you need to do to make it happen. Like,
definitely.
Like, people, I mean, there's a quote saying that, like, we only use a percentage of our minds. Like, it may be double digits, but I think it's singular.
Yeah.
But there's so much more we can explore.
So much.
Not just mentally, but physically. There's so much more you can do with what you already have.
Yeah.
And the question is, will you do it?
Will you?
Will you do it? Make it happen.
Take that leap of faith.
Ooh, because it is a leap of faith. Lord knows it's a leap of faith.
Yeah. I tell a lot of people a lot, like, withholding content and withholding their dreams. It's like, Nike has the best slogan for your life is just do it. Once you do it, it's out there, and all you can do is move forward from that point.
Yeah.
You know?
And those people that hold you accountable, like, great people will hold you accountable. Like, when it comes to, you know, rapping the freestyles, which we all miss. It's been a while, Johnny.
They'll be back.
Cool bet. So when it comes to styling, like, when it comes to events, when it comes to prayer, when it comes to working out, like, people who want to see you be successful in those areas will help you stay accountable. So they'll check up on you, like, hey, JohnnyB, you said it was 6 months. It's coming on 7 now. Like, what that freestyle at?
Right.
Or you be like, hey, B, you only had 3 clients this month. You said you was going for 4. Or you wanted to raise this much money this month. Man, you're a little bit behind. Like, people that want to see you do bigger and better things will keep you accountable.
To hear that, though, like, on the receiving side, it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
People are supporting. People are paying attention. Like,
yeah,
you know?
Like, deadass, when you hit me up, I was like, I mean, I was happy that you hit me up, first of all, but I was like, wait, I ain't seen no music from this man. I ain't heard no tracks. I ain't heard no freestyles. I haven't seen him on IG. Like, I haven't seen your name attached to any pictures. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, like, a lot of things that you don't see behind the scenes are actually happening.
Facts.
So don't discount a lot of people. Give them the opportunity to, like, get themselves ready and stuff. Not to give myself, like, an out or anything.
No.
But it's like,
I'm about to cop that same out. Yeah. I'm in the same boat, man.
Yeah. So it's like, there might be factors like with this whole podcast.
Right.
I'm able to do music as well, but I still love being able to do this. And so I'm delegating my focus, I guess you can say, with different avenues, you know? Because all of it is doable, and I don't physically keep a timestamp schedule.
Right.
But I do minimally keep a visual, like, outline of what's to happen. And I don't like to plan too far ahead, just because
shit happens.
Yeah. And everyone has their own life, and you have to realize, like, even with you doing collabs, like this podcast, I've had 2 or 3 people in front of you reschedule.
Oh, really?
And that's something that I did not consider in the beginning, because everyone's down. Everyone still wants to do it.
Yeah.
It's just shit happens. Rides aren't available. Time happens. Something in life. So it's like, being in this industry of entrepreneurship, you have to realize
shit happens.
And being able to adapt. Adaptability is
key. It's so key.
To be able to be successful and continue
major
to grow,
keys.
It's a key that you have to understand. Adaptability. Be like what Bruce Lee said. Be like water, my friend. You know, fill the cup, or flow with the stream. Go with the flow, whatever.
Whatever Bruce Lee said.
I don't know. I have it on top. I have the book with the quote. I just can't remember the whole. It's the idea behind the quote.
Drink water and spit it out, or whatever Bruce Lee said.
Go everywhere. Spread your seed. You know. But be careful. Be careful. But yeah, it's just like I I lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, like just being able to adaptability. That's what it is. Yeah, in anything you do, new is good. Change is good. Change should be welcomed. Yeah. Don't negate the fact that things were working as they were, but there's also that ability to change it for the better. Always. And if you're able to do that, take it on with open arms. Be positive. Mindset in success has a lot to do with how you're able to get there. If you're not positive about what you're doing, how do you expect to be successful? You know, if you're not genuine with what you're doing, how do you expect yourself to be sustainable? How do you build off a foundation that's shaky? You know, you have to be strong with your convictions.
Major and the key alert.
Yeah. So,
bro, I need you to write a book. Like, I need a motivational book out of you. Like, matter of fact, everything that you're saying, just have it in audio file.
Yeah.
Move it to print.
We'll upload this podcast on audio
make it
file
a book, cause this. Like, talk about motivation. I'm about to over here, like, cry. Like, I think about my life. I need to get it together. Yeah. Like, mind over matter. My mind's taking over a lot. Like, but it's...
I'm like that meme that has Thanos, where it's like, I'm not in relationship advice, but I give relationship advice better than I'm in it. It's the Red Skull thing.
The Red Skull, yeah.
I give you information that I cannot use or something like that. You know, I always feel like I'm a better coach than a player. But I do play well. I mean, I create pretty good stuff. Yeah. But I also like to facilitate other people because the growth of people.
That's your position. Yeah. Like, you know, somebody said, you know, Coach, why don't you play? He's like, because I coach. Like, yeah. I don't have the talent that you do or that you do. Yeah. I can coach you on how to use it. Yeah. He's like,
well, it's a different perspective.
It's a different perspective. Like, you may see only the floor. But mentally, I'm in the stands watching everything. Yeah. Like, I see what affects you as a person. Yeah. So let me be that person to, like, guide you in the right path because I see up top. Mm-hmm. And if we switch positions, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah. I don't have the physical ability to be a player. You may not have the ability to be a coach. You may not be able to see everything that I see. So, like, let me coach once again.
Or on the flip side, like, this is my introduction to music. Ooh. I went to my friend's... show. First time I went to a show prior to like being an event photographer as just a guest. Okay. So me being able to find the vantage points that a photographer would be at and pay attention to the aspects that I would capture for film, I was able to like take myself out of just looking at the screen and looking at the whole environment. And that's when I realized I was like, I already had a desire to like make music and stuff, but at a certain age I was like, damn, all these people are telling me all this stuff, so I'm not gonna do it, you know? Yeah. And once I hit that, it was like a certain age that I hit, this is when it all coincided. I was watching the dude perform and I was watching the crowd and I was like, damn, I can do this. Yeah. This looks easy. And so I started like writing the freestyles that you were talking about and posting them on Instagram. And a homeboy had posted on Facebook. He was like, hey, man, anyone want to come to the studio, let me know. I hit him up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I want to go. And I record, and he ends up being like a dude that runs freelabel.net. It's like a new platform for artists and stuff. Okay. And on top of that, he was recording, and I was watching him. I'm not the type of person to just go for what I'm there for and then leave. Sweet! All right, so sorry for those technical difficulties.
Hey, we back. We better, baby.
We had to take a bathroom break anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, like I went to his house and I was watching him record my tracks and stuff, and I was watching him edit it and stuff, I guess you could say. And I was like watching that and trying to relate that to what I can do, so I can do it myself. Right. And with my background of video editing and photo editing. It's video editing without the image, without the visual. I was like, damn, I can just get the program and do it myself. Like, I figured out the hardware that I needed, and I got what I needed at a budget. So my whole recording studio cost less than $300 total. But I already had my computer and stuff like that. So, okay. But yeah, I was able to, like, get this program. I don't use the main ones that they use, like, I don't know what recording programs they use, but I use Reaper. It gives you like 3 months for free. It gives you all the plugins, and then if you want to buy it, it's only $60. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
and it gives you all the plugins, and it always lifetime updates and stuff.
Free advice right here, y'all.
Yeah, so that's what I use. I don't care about other people what they're using. I'm learning my system. I'm learning my program.
Right.
And that's that. And a lot of resources are on YouTube. If you want to learn anything.
YouTube University.
I learned to change my light on my last car through YouTube back in the day.
I learned how to change my oil on YouTube.
Right? You can do anything. Anyone has a video. So, like, any content can be created.
Like, you can tell people how to use Reaper on YouTube.
Right.
You can tell people how to, like, record a podcast on YouTube. You can tell people how to set up an in-store studio on YouTube.
Ding, ding, ding. Maybe we got some more shows to show.
I'm just saying. Because, like, YouTube University is amazing. Like, people...
Oh, wait, that's actually a thing?
No, we call it university. Like, it's like, we call it YouTube University because literally you can teach anything through visual and audio and whatever it may be.
You don't even have to go to school if you want to be creative, especially. You don't have to go to school.
And it's crazy. Oh, I'm about to take a deeper dive. Yeah. All right. So I was raised in a library, right? Like, I didn't understand the importance of a library until literally a few years ago. Yeah. So my mom worked in the library. My first job was in the downtown Dallas Public Library. Oh, wow. Like, the amount of resources you have in a library, right? At no cost. Libraries taxes pay for libraries, but libraries are free to use. Like,
you just gotta have a card, right?
Yeah, you gotta have and the card's free.
Yeah.
You just gotta sign up for it. I mean, if you're late, you gotta pay fees or whatever. But think about this, y'all. Mm-hmm. A library has like millions of books. Right. All you have to do is read it. Yeah. That's so much knowledge that you have. Like, we are paying to go to universities. We are paying to receive an education for books. Like, we are paying for books to read for a class, to do an assignment.
Yeah, we're just paying other people to tell us.
We're paying other people to teach us stuff. Yeah. When ultimately, whatever you want to learn can probably be found in the book.
When I was going to school for, architecture is probably a different thing. Mm-hmm. But, like, when I was going to school for, like, acting and stuff, I was like, why? Why am I doing this? You know, especially for film, I was like, damn, everything's online. Like, I don't need school, so I'm not going to go back to school because of what my field entails. But it's just like, if you want the resources, there's other ways to get the resources, especially nowadays.
And now it's an updated version of what I consider to be a library. YouTube is a virtual and visual and auditory library. Like, the shit that people post on comment. You can comment. So
connect with the person.
People can actually educate you further. So, man, I got a question about this. Drop it in the comment. Drop it down below. And they answer it, or somebody else answers it. So, in my mind, it's literally YouTube University because it's a free class for everybody to learn from. Whenever, any time of day. Libraries have a peak time, open time, and a close time. But for YouTube, it's 24/7, 365.
Shoot, if your tire gets a flat at 3 a.m., what are you gonna do?
YouTube's open.
YouTube
is open. Yeah. How do I change my tire? YouTube University. Yeah. Like, it's crazy, and it's even better because people create stuff like this. Yeah. They create stuff like those videos that we need for self-help skills. They create videos for us to learn from or take a deeper dive into neural responses or analytical data or statistical reports. Like, people make videos about those things for you to learn it. Yeah. For free.
For free.
So if that's anything, for free.
For free.
Like,
you just got to do it.
You're doing a podcast for free. Yeah. People are watching this for free.
Yeah. They're getting this info for free.
They're getting the Reaper knowledge. They're getting the podcast knowledge. They're getting, like, sponsorship knowledge. They're getting quotes. Like, they're getting knowledge for free. Yeah. And we pay, and we are in debt for education, which we don't understand.
Yeah. Paying for education in general is just kind of...
Don't take me there. Johnny, don't take me there.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Don't do it, because I will go there.
We'll all just know
I will go there.
How the situation is, and it's not vital.
But I'm just saying this. Like,
you used to watch All That?
What?
Lori Beth
yes.
Denver. That is not vital for your everyday life at all.
She was on a vibe back then.
For real.
She was on a vibe back then. This is not vital for your everyday life. And of course, we're in a day and age of where people don't even need to go to college to get where they want to get.
Oh,
right?
Definitely not.
Like, people can easily get a high school diploma, maybe go to tech school, and still get to the financial level, let alone the success level in which they want.
Even entrepreneurs, like, you don't really have to go to school.
You don't have to go.
There's
you make your way.
Yeah.
Kidpreneurs is a real thing, folks.
Like, I think the highest paid YouTuber is a child that reviews toys, I believe. You know? Sure, yeah, his parents are help guiding them, but, like, he's the star.
I review toys.
Yeah, right? Like, what?
Look, I'll review liquor. How about that? I'll review liquor. Matter of fact, Johnny, how do you rate, 1 to 10? How do you like it?
From what I've been exposed to, 1 to 10, I would call this a good 10.
Oh.
10.
A good 10. Once again, everybody, this is Witherspoon Whiskey out of Louisville, Texas. If I'm not mistaken.
It's actually kind of sweet aftertaste.
So this is their old-fashioned blend. So they have a cocktail series. And out of the cocktail series, they have one that's cream-based, so it's almost like a smoother Baileys.
Okay.
And then they have this one, which is their old-fashioned blend. So hints of, like, oranges, maybe a little bit of lemon, but definitely some honey in there. So
okay, this sweet. Yeah,
okay. It's like a pre-made old-fashioned.
Yeah.
So this is, like, literally old-fashioned in the bottle, which I fuck with.
Yeah.
But this is some good shit, man.
Definitely.
And the distillery is in Louisville, Texas.
For real, I don't even have to drive. No,
you can walk.
Yeah, no,
you can walk.
Wise.
You can walk, bro.
For real.
Like, and it was. I mean,
there's actually a brewery like right here. Did you see that?
I didn't see the brewery.
Yeah, right. It's like Cobra Brewing or something. It might have changed its name, but it's like right there.
Guess where I'll be next week.
They open up on the weekends too. So.
Oh man! Yeah. So next time I'm on the show, we're gonna go to like the brewery first, and then come over here. Oh shit!
That actually
think about it.
If we can do like the
podcast there,
yeah, or a podcast vlog type thing. They're local, so I'm sure they'd be like, "Fuck, why not? Why not promote it?"
Low key, I bet you they would too. Cause they have like open.
We're promoting this shit like 10 out of 10. So hey, it's just like
10 out of 10 on the whiskey scale. Go ahead to Witherspoon Whiskey in Louisville, Texas. Get your bottle.
Check it out.
Very inexpensive.
I don't even drink
quality
either. Like
actual.
Last time I drank anything, it was like
New Year's.
No, it was even before New Year's. Well, it was like October. It was because I met this new girl and she was a drinker. That's the only reason I drank.
Oh man!
And since then, like.
Man, well, you heard it here first. My boy took a sip and a drink with me because what I do is I like to cater to people, right? So I cater to people who cater to me. So the fact that you even invited me on the show, I was like, man, I don't want to come empty-handed.
I appreciate it. That was a nice gesture.
Like,
sure.
so I want to be
very unexpected.
Want to be sure that I bring something for us to enjoy together because like we're doing this together. Like, but it's like. It's almost like a housewarming gift. Like, you invited me, so I'm going to invite you to my life, but also hope that you can appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was like, man, so you said drinker and smoker. I know you're smoking.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Cheers. So, that's that. Like, There it is again.
Just got to, man. Just got to.
But it's stuff like that I cater to people. Like you said, we both, like, service. We want to, like, make people happy in certain senses. Like, even though... I hope this made you happy, but I was like, man, this is something a part of my life that I appreciate, definitely. So I want to be sure that you can enjoy it too.
Yeah. You think that's something that I guess we can contribute to mothers, like our kind of giving nature, our facilitating nature.
JohnnyB does it again, like truly.
I was just thinking about that.
Like my mom, your mom too, being giving and nurturing to us. Therefore, we want to do it for other people, like. Whether it's consciously or subconsciously, we want to be sure that everyone else is okay. Right. Like in photos, for you for sure. Like making sure that they're good. And then for me, just like in a nonprofit spectrum, like serving people who may not have the same upbringing that we had. Right. Let alone, our lives weren't glitter and gold, let alone. But we still know we could be better, but we still know there aren't people that live the life that even we live. Right. So we want to be sure. Man, I'll be 30 this year. 30? I'll be 30 in November.
So... you're around the same age as a lot of artists that are in my circle, and me being 33,
Three's my favorite number, y'all. Just saying.
My 33rd year. So, but like I look at my peers as my like little brother family. You know, because I've gone through a lot and I've been through a lot and I've experienced and this knowledge, this wisdom. Why wouldn't I want to, you know, spread it to my fam? You know, my brothers, people that are helping me that I can help as well. You know, so it's like it goes full circle, and it's just like, I don't know, probably my mother being so facilitating for me as far as making my life as easy as possible to do what I want.
Right.
I feel like that just rubs off on you to be like, damn, if she can do it for me while she's doing all this or going through all this,
everything
I can do it for so-and-so, you know? And maybe it's like that, what's that movie, Pay It Forward. And other people end up doing it, and it's like, damn, it's kind of self-gratification. Like, I kind of allowed or started this, like, giving venture of everyone. And it's like, it's fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because if everyone would just get rid of the mentality of, like, oh, I got to be first, I got to be the best, and we all come as a team because strength in numbers, then who knows, like, we could take over the world without even really trying to or realizing it.
We can do so much more by like helping one another.
Definitely.
But I think like you said, even if we help one another, we're still helping somebody else other than ourselves. Like we're being so unselfish to the extent of like we're not just helping you, we're helping everybody on the other side of this computer or this phone. We're helping everybody else on the streets, on the corners, in these businesses, and we're helping people that are like us, that aren't like us.
Right.
But I think it takes people like us that literally give from the heart and from the soul, not just in terms of like knowledge and what we know, but just words of wisdom. Yeah. You know, and like I mentioned to you, like you are giving all the gems today, bro. And like I hope we need to quote, manuscript everything this man has said, because I promise you it'll be useful in your days moving forward. But I think that it's because of our parents, our mother specifically, who instilled in us that helping somebody else, regardless of their situation, can benefit them. Right. But it may not benefit you. Yeah. But just know that you're helping somebody else with what you have already. And I think that's a great part about who we are, because we help everybody or anybody that we want to because they ask for our help. Right. Because for me, I'm like, man, they ask for my support for a reason. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I can give them what I want them to have, but they ask me specifically for a reason. So I'm going to give them whatever I have to offer, and hopefully it can be a benefit. Because, like, for homeless kids, I'm like, wait, I'm going to work for homeless kids. I'm like, what do I have? Right. And crazy enough, I have a story where I was close to being homeless. And not knowing it until recently, but my mom and I were almost homeless when I was, like, 6. Knowing that she was a single mother.
That's got to be stressful for
bro,
her.
It was crazy. Knowing that I was almost homeless. My mom was almost homeless. As a single mother, trying to provide for a child. And then let alone when I was 13, so literally like 6 to 7 years after that point, some of my best friends were homeless. Really? And I didn't know it. Wow. So it's just like, man, if I know that I can help somebody, whether it be by conversation, whether it can be by, you know, walking them across the street or telling them how to access another resource, like, I'm doing a benefit. Yeah. So I need to be of service by simply doing.
A lot of people, I feel like, discount the impact of an actual conversation.
Bro, people don't want to talk these days.
Yeah, because, like, I saw this one YouTube video of a guy that just said, like, helped out a homeless dude, and it was just like, he was so appreciative just to be acknowledged and to have a conversation. And to have, like, we're human beings, we're very social creatures, and to be able to have that, and then also on top of that, like, impact someone. Yeah. I feel like that's maybe the meaning of life, is to be able to help humanity grow, to help your peers grow, to help your what is it, environment, or just the people around you be as successful as they can be. Because if you're successful, you can make someone successful, and that makes you even more successful if that was your drive. But it's just like, once we realize we're stronger together
than apart,
united we stand, then we can actually accomplish anything we want to do. When I was a kid, I had no drive, no understanding of what the possibilities are. But when you grow up, you're like, damn, I didn't know that there's more than just, oh, I want to be a fireman. Oh, I want to be a policeman.
I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse.
Yeah, there's so much more in this world that you can do. And if you allow yourself to do that and learn and, like, help other people realize that, like, I tell some kids in high school, like, that are having hard times, I'm like, high school is temporary.
It's temporary.
Once high school is over, life actually starts.
You only have 4 years in high school.
Yeah, so like, when high school's done, that's when you can actually, like, be yourself. Because, I mean, like, high school, you may have to cater to certain whatever just to get through it. But that's, like, what we were talking about earlier, adaptability. To be able to adapt to a certain situation and get through it to get to the next phase, that makes you that much more stronger and that much more understanding and knowledgeable of how to handle a situation that's coming your way. Yeah. That you may not be prepared for. Because it's like, I've gone through some stuff that's related to it. Let me implement my knowledge on that to get around this.
And make it better.
Not
just for me, but for somebody else.
Right.
Like, I think a huge part, too, in, like, what we do as individuals is, like, we're always looking out for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes you and me different. It's because, we're looking out for us because we have to, be alive and sustainable. But we're like, man, let me cater to this person because I can see as a coach what they can offer to society. Right. What they can offer as an individual, what they can offer to someone else like them in their situation. So let me teach them how to use the camera. Yeah. Let me teach them how to speak publicly. Yeah. Let me teach them or show them or help them achieve something that they don't even see as a possibility right now. Mm-hmm. Like, let me teach them how to go on YouTube and look at videos. Right. How to look up podcasts. How to learn how to fix a sink. How to learn how to fix a light in their car. How to learn how to change a flat tire. Like,
I learned how to clean the skunk smell off of my dogs off of YouTube.
What did you use?
A couple times. I think it's peroxide, baking soda, and water, I believe.
You just bathe them in it?
And, well, you put it in a squirt bottle and squirt it, and you kind of rub it in, let it sit for a good 5 minutes, and then rinse them down, and it's gone. No tomato juice. Don't worry about.
So no tomato juice?
No, don't worry about the tomato juice.
I heard tomato juice gets it out.
It's all scientific. Like it break whatever. I think the peroxide or whatever breaks down the oil because it's an oil based spray that they spray on the dogs. You just got to be careful because I think peroxide may bleach some darker colored dogs, but
okay.
And also the skin. Like you don't want to put too much on the skin and just leave it. So you just got to watch for it. But it works. And my dog's been sprayed 3 or 4 times, so...
Random facts of Johnny! Yeah. Like, who would have thought that YouTube could teach you not only how to, like, get rid of skunk smell on people and clothes, but, like, dogs as well.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
This is stuff that we take for granted, but people also figure out that we can use for our benefit. Mm-hmm. Like, this is something that clearly somebody went through and went through the process of learning and decided to teach the world through YouTube or online platforms.
And once it's out... That information's out. No need to, like, continue. Like, you can progress to do more shit.
It's out there. Like, whatever you have to offer, all I ask is that you offer to somebody else, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, real life, in person, over the phone, through an email, whatever. We are all unique individuals that can support, or let alone serve somebody in a different way. Yeah. We have all been through our own instances. We've all been through our own... encounters, occasions to where we learn something from it. Mm-hmm. So why not help teach somebody from what you've already gained? Right. And that's why I think parents are so important, right? As hard-headed as we are, as we were as children, right? you know, right? We were hard-headed as fuck.
We will have to deal with that when we are parents as well.
And that's the bad part, right? Like, it's all generational, but we have to deal with that shit in the future. But like, our parents, they want to teach us so much, but we're so hard-headed and not being able to receive it at that point in time. But here we are, in the age of 30s. As a generation, we're teaching each other. And I think where we are now, we want to help each other because we listen to each other more than we listen to our parents. Not saying that it's right or wrong, but this is the generation and age we live in.
Yeah, like I think at this point in our lives, it's a realization of what life actually is. It's not as selfish as it once was. Once you first come out of college, you want to get away from being under your mom's apron. You want to be away from being under anyone. You want to live your own life and like be your own person and figure yourself out. And then I think at this age is when you kind of like realize what's happened and realize what you can do.
And call me crazy, but I'll tell you this, like, I think our parents and our grandparents, they were more dependent on another person providing them with success, right?
Yeah.
And so now, as our generations, we're focused on us providing ourselves with success.
Right.
And so if we find somebody in our generation that's more successful than us, we're like, hey, what did you do to get here? I'm willing to listen to you more than I am my parents because they wanted to base their success off of somebody else.
Right.
I want to create it for myself.
That makes sense.
So it's like literally, we're hard-headed for that reason. Like, man, my mom, she's not where I want to be at. My dad's not where I want to be at. He did this, that, and the other. He's still working a job. Or she's still working.
It's like taking advice from someone that's not even doing what you're doing.
Right.
It's like, thanks for the opinion, but
it's an opinion.
Unless you really know what's going on, like, I can't really validate that opinion. You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because everything that our parents went through, not to belittle it even more or at all, let alone, but what they went through, it's the same but different, right?
Yeah.
Than what we're going through right now. Yes, working a 9 to 5, we're like, man, it's paying the bills, it's giving me this, that, and the other, but it's not making me happy, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So it's like, in order for me to be happy as an individual, I need this many hours. I need to have this flexibility. I need to have the opportunity to do A, B, C, and D. Yeah. To work on my creative juices, to be the person I want to be in terms of a photographer, an artist, a content creator. And our parents and our grandparents back then, like, content creation, that wasn't even a word.
That wasn't even
concept. Content wasn't a word. Creation wasn't a word. Entrepreneurship wasn't a word. Self-sustainability in terms of self-wealth probably wasn't even a concept. So it's like, how can we build ourselves based on things that weren't even done 2-3 generations ago?
We are very much like the front runners of the new wave of life, success, the professional world. It's fun. Yeah, I think about what you just said,
man,
and it's like
that was kind of deep. Was that kind of deep?
No, that was deep because you think about it. Like back in the day, they were conditioned to think one way is the only way to be successful, and that's to work for somebody else. But nowadays that we have the phones, the cameras, the computers, you can do whatever you want to do.
Wireless keyboards.
Yeah, and you can promote to whoever, so your business is reaching more than just a demographic.
More than your neighborhood.
TV or a radio. It's like worldwide.
More than a neighborhood, more than a community. You're reaching your metroplex. You're reaching your state. You're reaching multiple states. You're reaching your nation, like you said, international, worldwide.
Yeah.
You can reach so many other people by a hashtag.
Yep.
By an @ symbol.
By
a shout out. By a plus sign. By
a plug.
By a plug.
Yeah.
Like you can reach, not a physical plug for those old heads who be watching. Like
a whiskey conversation plug.
Hey,
Whatever.
Like you can reach so many other people by simply just putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Right? Like YouTube, Twitter, definitely Twitter. Actually, I'm just saying them. Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram has allowed each individual to broaden their audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, by multiple times.
Social media is just that. Social media that you provide for the world. And
people think like, oh, it's just for my community. It's just for people who follow me. No.
Until you start getting views and likes from Russia, like Germany, it's like, what?
It's like, what's going on? Wait, I got love from overseas though?
Yeah, like how does that even happen?
I'm getting love from like Taiwan and Australia.
And even like celebrities or people in power are being able to view your stuff, and they are viewing your stuff. Like for a while, like there's a couple posts, a freestyle that I posted that who was it? Drag On from the Rough Riders. His management or something was like my stuff, and then the dude, the producer that made the song Swag Surfing, he got in my DM too, and stuff like that, and it's just like, put yourself out there, and you will get seen by someone regardless.
And that's the thing. I think in our generation too, it's crazy how like, because we're in the same community, we're connected regardless, but people in our community look for people like us, you know.
Yeah.
And then more importantly, people outside of our community want to reach us to broaden their community, right? Definitely, yeah. So you have like, I'm just throwing random brands and names out here hoping we get a plug, but like Effin' Vodka and 50, you know?
Yeah.
Just saying like Samsung USA. Let's just say Hennessy. Let's just say Toyota. Let's just say Kawasaki, whatever. Yeah. Like, brands are looking for people like you and myself and other people to help broaden their brands.
Definitely.
Based on our community.
Yeah.
So from a Korean background, from an African American black background, from, you know, X, Y, and Z background, people want to reach out to us to reach our audiences in our community. So for us to produce shit and then for us to give them quality content, it's like, man, they're doing something.
Yeah.
So, and they're reaching people.
Yeah.
Let me pour into you and receive some of those benefits, whether it be small or large.
We become investments. We become utilities for that specific entity, you know, and promotion's always good. And that's what builds brands and stuff and people.
People always say, like, I mean, let's be honest, like, good content, bad content, it's all content.
It's all content. It's always going to be received, good or bad.
Content, marketing, publicity, whether they're good or bad, it's going to be received.
Right.
And I think nowadays, let's be honest, even when it comes to, I'm going to go on a tangent real quick, even when it comes to, like, the news, I hate watching the news.
Yeah, I stopped altogether.
I hate the 4 o'clock, the 5 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, the late night. I don't like watching the news because it's so much negative. It's so much belittling. It's so much sour.
Yeah.
It's like what I like to use. Content.
Yeah.
Like it's so much shit happening negative in the world. More negative than positive, unfortunately. But they're broadcasting all of it.
Yeah. And that's the primary aspect of the news that they're promoting.
Yeah. Like,
is the negative stuff and the stuff that's, you know, not positive. I don't understand, like, why wouldn't you want to promote more uplifting things for your community instead of just like bad things
left and right.
This is what's happening. Oh, be afraid when you come here, instead of like, wow, let's highlight this beautiful thing that's happening in this community that may not be so appealing to mainstream, you know.
And it's like for today, and this is hypothetical, 18 people got shot today in Louisville or Dallas.
Yeah.
But yet, hypothetical, 25 people were saved by God today. You know, 1 million people lived today. Somebody won the lottery today. Somebody got to work, picked up their child, made it home safely, and found out their husband got a promotion. Or the wife got a promotion.
Or this graduating class this year was the biggest ever.
You know what? Matter of fact, and you know, it got publicity, but like, our recent school got huge publicity because their speaker, supposedly, and I hope it happens, paid off all their debt and loans for college. So, like, stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's true. Well, they said it was true.
Yeah.
But I want to see the follow-up.
Right.
Like, did he pay all those loans? Did he for sure manifest and said and completed what he said he was going to do in paying 300 children's college debt?
Yeah.
Like, let alone, what was it, Morehouse? Like, 300, well, I can't remember the class number, but so many men graduated from Morehouse. And the speaker said
it's a good total amount.
Yeah, he was going to cover everybody's school debt and loans.
Yeah.
So, cool, he said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
I want to follow up, like, to be positive.
Yeah.
Did he do it? You know, did firefighters save 3 people from 5 burning buildings today. You know, like that type of situation.
Yeah,
like
that stuff doesn't even get reported. Like people say, it's just like you just focus on fire happened. It's like, did anything else positive come? Like, were there people saved? You know, was there something that was figured out about the wires or something that caused the fire that could have been fixed or that will be fixed or something progressive to like the safety of kids' helmets in Little League and stuff like that. It's like that stuff is like it gets mentioned possibly, but do they really go in depth with like the extensive research or testing or anything? Or
because a lot of what I heard on the news is like, oh, child with cancer has 3 months to live, like sad stories. And then you know, like maybe somebody pays money to help that child or that kid, and then it's like, well, what happened to the kid? Let alone did we report the story of the person who gave the money, or did we even highlight the person who gave the money? Yeah. Or to bring it even smaller, like for let's just say homeless individuals. There's so many homeless people in the city, right? And I'm talking about this because this is the population I work for. Yeah. But with homeless individuals, there's unfortunately not as many success stories as there are failure stories. But are we highlighting a majority of those success stories? Right. You know, you only hear those success stories of like the Tyler Perrys or Steve Harveys or, you know, I'm sure there's many more, but those are the ones that I can quote right now. Like, who were living in their cars at some point, but okay, like they made it big time. Yeah. What about the people that are lower and smaller and maybe didn't make it that far? And what about the people that got jobs that were homeless? Like, that's a success story in itself.
They don't, like, it's the media that pushes the narrative of who gets the spotlight when they get the spotlight. And that's something that we need to realize. You know, I think a lot of people haven't realized. That's why you don't watch the news. That's why I don't watch the news, because it's all for like an ulterior motive with an objective behind it. Nowadays, especially with all this political hoopla with like internet involvement within politics, and you know, because they're using all electronic systems and like hacking and all this. It's like, come on, there's a lot of things that need to be focused on that aren't being focused on because minor insignificant details are being highlighted. When there are so many more positive, influential, impactful things going on in this world that are just being like brushed to the side, like the whole the 5 dudes in New York.
Oh man, Central Park 5.
Yeah, like they got out, they got exonerated and all this type of stuff, but like
after years,
does anyone really care unless it's being brought to us by us?
Like, no. It took a Netflix original movie to bring that out. Like, yeah. I mean, it was a big deal back in the day, but more importantly, it was an issue. And let's be honest, this issue and many more are still issues that we have to deal with. Right. Because we have to deal with them because of other people who make them an issue. That's a different topic too. But we were reminded of this situation. Reminded that these gentlemen, these African American men, were just brought out and exonerated a few years ago. Right. But yet, shit still happens like this on a daily basis, and it's still broadcasted. But and this is a whole deeper topic which we're not going to get into. But the judicial system. Yeah. You know, the racism by all minorities. The injustice by all minorities. And then the actions of people in power not being supportive or those of us as minorities, right? So
it's funny that minorities aren't minorities anymore. They're actually the majority.
But the majority! Yeah. The majority!
The quote-unquote majority is now the minority.
But we're still treated like the minorities, right? Yeah. Like, I say we because we still are treated like we don't have respect.
Or subpar.
Or we're subpar to the majority, which is now the minority. And I believe a statistic that I saw many years ago is that I think by 2030 or 2040, the majority of the world is going to be brown. Yeah.
Because there's so much mixture.
So much mixture. Yeah. So many people having interracial relationships. So many people having an opportunity to love someone other than their background or ethnicity.
That's outside of their city.
That's outside of their city.
You know? Like, you can go worldwide.
Just like social media, you can be anywhere that you want to be, visual, audio, and physically. But I think that that's a huge part in, like, having more brown people. And I think that even as politics are raging and rising, and I feel like forever will be, they won't have a higher say-so in the long run. Yeah. Because as more people look like me and you, more people will understand, like, damn, like, this is right. Mm-hmm. We didn't see it right 20 years ago. We didn't see entrepreneurship as anything 20 years ago. We didn't see that a black person or a Korean person owning their own business or having their own studio was an opportunity 30 years ago. We didn't see that talking through a microphone was something feasible many years ago.
For real.
Because you can't see it, doesn't mean that it can't happen.
It just hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened. Yeah. And that's why I think me and you and a lot of people out there are in a space to say, let's create that opportunity for everybody else. Definitely. This is just like in my mind, we are like architects. Mm-hmm. Like we are building a bridge. We're building a bridge. We don't know where it's going to go other than somewhere.
And we won't know until we start, and we've started. And so
I ain't going to cry right now. We're
learning. That's the whole thing. We're learning right now as we go.
But I think that's what makes me and you different. Because we're learning as we go, but we're trying to teach as we go.
Definitely.
Like, many people don't want to educate others about what they're doing right now in their life for others younger than them. And I think that's the biggest part. Even with our parents, like, maybe or maybe not, they taught us about what they learned. Mm-hmm. They probably told us, hey, I did this, you need to do this differently. But they didn't teach us about what they already knew. Right. And I think that's a big part about why or how they knew. But I think that's what makes us different, because automatically we're trying to teach people our age, older and younger, about what we know and how they can use it. Yeah. And I think that's why I call ourselves the bridge, because we're literally building a bridge to nowhere or somewhere. Right. We don't care. We're just trying to build it. Yeah. So that those before,
we're not being stuck.
No, we're not. I'm not gonna keep this shit here.
Yeah, we're trying to move
all this stuff in our minds. What use is it to us to keep it to us? Right. So, all in the population I deal with, once again, I say, I'm gonna teach you what I know and why I know it, in hopes that you can not only use it for yourself, but use it for people after you
and go further.
But use it for people like us, like better your life first, those after you second, and then better our lives too. Yeah. So I don't, and maybe our parents thought the same way. Yeah. I'm not sure of it.
Probably just like their avenues were
a little bit different,
just based off of timelines.
So I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna give you everything I know, or at least provide a better education for you, so that you can help yourself grow. Yeah. And then help those after you and around you grow as well. Definitely. Boy, this conversation got deep. Yeah.
But on that note, I think we're at a good stopping point. Yeah. We went over like an hour and a half. It's probably, this is the longest podcast to date.
This may be a few episodes. Yeah, this may be segments.
It'll be broken down into segments for sure, so you guys can like get snippets. Because we were dropping some good information.
Man, gems are us right here.
So those segments will be definitely put out for you guys. But go ahead and tell us what you got going on in your life, anything in the future, what can we look out for, and where can we find you and all the good stuff?
Well, I'll say this. First and foremost, shout out to the homie Jack Stoyce. Project dropping soon called The Audacity. Actually,
check that out.
The Audacity. Like, you had the audacity to think that we weren't going to collab. Right. You had the audacity to think that we weren't going to do dope shit. Right. You had the audacity to think that we ain't going to make it. We gonna make it, baby. But let alone Brian Millage. If you fancy, call me Mister Millage. That's Millage. You can find me on Instagram, Mister spelled out _Millage, Millage. TheMillage.com, as well as Instagram. So I'm a personal stylist for men and women in the city. So if you ever need help dressing for daily life, special occasions or events, or photo shoots or videos, holla at your boy. I'm here to dress and make you look better and feel better at the same time.
That's a good aspect for stuff that I work with. Yeah. Like, artists and stuff, stylists.
I got
photos,
you.
Videos.
I got
make
you.
Make that shit pop.
And people always say, oh, well, you expensive based on what you see on Instagram. And we talked about it earlier. Social media is one thing, but asking the questions and receiving the answers is another. So ask me about my pricing. I promise I'm affordable for you because that's what I want to offer you is affordability. In addition to that, I'm literally an event consultant. So if you ever want to do events, I do events with Yelp, with D Magazine, with other individuals that are entrepreneurs and business go-getters. Plug. I'm plugging away, man. That's what I do. So I always help curate events through my partnerships, through the people that I know and who I work with. So I'm happy to like help you cultivate or curate an event. So reach out to me. In addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, like this is my year of 30. So my 30th birthday is on November 3rd. 3 is my favorite number.
Oh, nice.
On the 3rd. Yeah, so birthday on the 3rd. This year I'm gonna plan a 30th party, as well as my 3rd year business anniversary. So
monumental.
Yeah, so November, the first week of November, be ready for an awesome event. Still finalizing some details, but be on the lookout because it's gonna be a lituation. But this year, crazy enough, side note, this is the year of transition for me. For age, for business, for hopefully relationships and a lot of other things, but transition has been my word of the year, and it's all going to be positive transition. So be ready for a transition event coming the first weekend of November, and it's going to be divine. That's all I'm going to tell y'all right now. So be ready, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. And
thank you, brother. Thank you.
This has been the 4th episode of the Stop Scrolling podcast with Mister Millage.
Yeah, let's go. Get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Boy.
Yeah. Waking up and I'm feeling like I'm just living out my dream.